I guess, still there, and he has been teaching also kids in temples and other places, and so I invited him to come and talk to you guys. So he basically lives in America, but he's visiting India, and he had taught many kids, including my son, who is now 35 years old. You can imagine when he was 5, 6, or 8 years old, like you guys, he used to teach them, him and some other students in the temple class. So, if you guys want to ask him any question, you guys are free to. Um, he has come to talk to you guys, so please raise your hand and ask him questions. And before unmute कर लीजिए थोड़ा आवाज कम आ रहा है आपका. हाँ. So before you guys can ask him any question, I would like Dr. Srivastav ji to little bit tell about himself, his science experience, his educational experience, and so that you guys can get inspired. He is one of the IIT graduates long time back, so he will tell you a little bit about himself, what he has done, and what kind of scientist he is, and then you guys can ask him some questions. So, Yudi साहब जरा अपना introduction बच्चों को दे दीजिए, और you have 4 or 5 kids here. They are very happy to see you. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. Unmute please. We can't hear you. I don't know what's wrong. I think you have to unmute. Yudi साहब. Okay.
Okay. Can you
Now
hear? Namaskar. Namaskar.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार. अब आप लोग मैं सुनाई दे रहे हैं कि मेरी Can you hear me? Say yes.
Yes, I can hear you from America. Good.
Okay, great. So, Amar Bhai Sahab, I call him Bhai Sahab because we are the same age. He and I have been good friends for a very long time. And because we both used to live in the city called Chandler in America, in the state called Arizona. But before that, let me tell you, my name is Udbhav, and I was born in Rajnandgaon, which is a district in the state of Chhattisgarh. Okay, and then my family transferred to Jabalpur, and there I studied in. So my education was in Hindi medium always, and I studied in Hindi medium till the 11th standard. Are you all able to follow me, Akshita? Can you hear? Can you understand what I'm saying, Akshita? You can
Just
mute
give
and
the
answer it.
emoji to, you all know how to use the emoji so that he knows that yes, he is able to hear you all.
Okay. So if perfect. So this is very good. So in some ways, I was like you in growing up in a place where almost no one used to speak in English. And then after I finished my school, I went to IIT, and there nobody spoke in Hindi. Okay, so everybody either spoke in English or they spoke in their own language like Tamil or Telugu and so on. So the what I am trying to tell you is everybody is like me and you are like me, and then you, as you practice, you will be able to speak in English, you will be able to think in English. And so never be afraid of uh, for example, you should never be afraid of making mistake. See, when, because what happens is sometimes we don't speak another language because, you know, we might make mistake. We might think that, oh, those other people know more English than me, right? And I might make some mistake and I might say something, so I will look like a fool. No, don't worry about those things. And so that's one thing I want to tell you. It is, have always confidence, because, you know, if you are, if you are intelligent, how do you know you are intelligent? Because you are getting good marks in other subjects like Hindi, like in science, like in social science, whatever, right? जो भी आप सब, whatever subject you are studying, you are doing well. That means you are very intelligent. And if you are intelligent, you will be you will be able to speak in English also, because that English also require, you know, if you are intelligent, it will automatically, slowly, you know, you will become good in English also. So what I'm trying to tell you is that have good confidence in yourself, because that is really the first step, to have confidence in whatever you're doing. So that's one thing I want to tell you. And I will try to come to your meeting, you know, as often as I can. Uh, and you know, uh, I know a little bit about. As I have some ideas about what are the other things you should do to make yourself more intelligent. And I will give you those ideas in future meetings. But for today, I just want to tell you the one thing that you should remember for today. If I can tell you just one thing, that will be to have good confidence in everything that you do, because if you are intelligent, if you are hardworking, if you do your homework in all the subjects, and you are able to get good, that does not mean that you have to be topper, but you are getting good marks, you know, then and doing, you are doing as much practice as the possible with your time and with your teachers, then you will be successful, and that will make you, and success makes you confident. That's the key. So that's what I want to tell you today.
Thank you, Yuri Sahab. So now, kids, uh, today actually good thing about the students is that they the all the kids which we have here today, most of them are going through the English medium school, so they are very comfortable in English. So all these students, uh, we don't need to teach them English like general English. Uh, they pretty much speak general. So what now I want kids to do is that Dr. Yuri Sahab, he is, he studied in top school of India for his engineering, in electrical engineering. And then he also did his PhD in America in one of the top school. And then he worked for 30 years one of the top company called Intel, where he did a lot of research and development in computer hardware area. The computer which you are able to use right now, you know, he has been one of the engineers who has been working on this, so that now we can see everything and we can talk, you can hear. So it has taken 30, 40 years. When we came to America, it was not possible that we could talk on the face to face like we are doing it right now. Can you imagine? At our time, it was not possible to do this kind of thing. But you guys are lucky that science has developed so much that now we can see each other and talk to each other at the same time. So, what I want is that one by one, I would like you guys to ask him some questions, whatever questions you guys have in mind. It can be about the science, it can be about society, it can be about America, or anything you might have in mind. Summer vacation. I know you all are in the summer vacation right now, enjoying your time. So feel free to ask him question, and then please raise one by one hand, and then go for it. Okay. So anybody who wants to be the first to ask him the question? Anybody interested in asking him any question? Please raise your hand and ask the question. Okay. All right. So I think
Yes,
that is Aryan. He wants to ask him question.
yes, sir. So, sir,
Okay.
I good evening, sir. So I joined a little late. So can you, like, sir, can he introduce himself?
So for your information, Aryan, he is Dr. Uday Srivastav is one of the IITian and my friend, and he has done all his life work in electrical engineering. He's also retired like me now. So uh, you can ask him if you like questions related to general physics, but he may not be that much deep into the astrophysics which you like to know about. So, so, uh, but feel free to fire your question. Let's see whatever you have in mind. If anything you want to ask him, go ahead.
So, sir, you did electrical engineering. So wasn't that hard because you previously chose to choose to do to become a doctor? Wasn't that hard?
Let me let me try to answer it. So I am a PhD doctor. Okay, so so you know the basically when you do so for example, I did my BTech from IIT Madras, and then after that I got a scholarship to study in University of Utah in America, and there it took me about 5 years to do PhD in electrical engineering. And so what it means is that you have to discover new principles or new object, devices or things like that. And if you do that, then you are considered a doctor of philosophy in electrical engineering. And so we are not the physician type of doctor, we are PhD kind of doctor. And basically that is the minimum qualification needed in those days to get a job in the best research and development laboratories in America. So at that time, Motorola was doing research in these chip technology and hardware side, and so that's so after my that so with my PhD, I was able to get a job in research and development. So I, I'm just trying to explain you that there are so called we are also called doctors, but we are not the kind of doctors who can, treat you from in any. We are not physicians
Yeah.
or the medical doctors. I hope that is a new, is a different information for you.
Okay. So, sir, can you tell me more about your PhD topic? What you
Okay.
did in that?
So my PhD was involved in discovering the principles uh, uh, behind these devices called gyrotrons. So let me tell you what gyrotrons. Gyrotrons, to give you some kind of a background. So just like your microwave oven, gyro my your my it your microwave oven has a microwave source in it, and that microwave source basically radiates the energy on the food, and the food gets heated. Similarly, there is uh, there is an area of there is a the way the sun generates the energy. For example,
Yes.
what sun does is that in sun the hydrogen atoms combine, and which is called fusion, and they become helium. And in the process, what happens is that they generate enormous amount of energy. And basically, sun is nothing but a huge ball of hydrogen atoms, which are kind of and they are so, and it's so huge that its own weight kind of crushes the hydrogen atoms and raises the temperature of the hydrogen atoms to 10 to 100 million centigrades. Now, what people are trying to do for last 150 to 100 years all over the world is create a create little suns in the earth itself, not to generate sun, but to generate energy. Because if you can use the hydrogen and to create sun like this, then you can read more about it, in other, when if you are more curious. And uh, it's called fusion energy. So whereas the typical atomic reactors, they use radium which splits. So basically it breaks into pieces, and it's called fission.
Yep.
And the fusion is the opposite of it. You take hydrogen and now, where does gyrotron come in the picture? For hydrogen to become fused, you have to raise the temperature of the hydrogen atoms
Okay.
to 10 to 100 million, meaning, you can follow 10 followed by six zeros, or 100 followed by six zeros. That that is the temperature. 45 degrees in in uh, in Patna will feel like so hot. So you can imagine what that temperature is like. I know, one followed by 8 or 10 zeros. And in order to do that, what people have to do is you have to use these microwave, just like your microwave oven. You have to create this microwave oven, which is called tokamak. So you can read about tokamak, and believe me, that in your own lifetimes, when in 20 30 years, there is a very high probability that we will be able to create these artificial suns on Earth. Now, so what the work I did in 1980s is basically is the kind of like a, but so what you have to do is you have to initially heat the hydrogen to very high temperature. And so, just like your microwave oven, these gyrotrons are used to raise the temperature of hydrogen. And when it becomes very hot, then it produces so much energy that you can that is it's able to keep on going for its, it'll keep on going forever. So because the hydrogen that you need is very tiny amount, I mean it'll be like, a bucket of water will keep enough will can generate enough water for, I mean, enough energy for the whole of India. So so this fusion energy is really the ultimate energy, because you can imagine, you know in earth and everywhere else, the life exists in our solar system because of the sun. Now imagine if you can create these little suns yourself right here on earth. I mean, we will be it'll be so fantastic. I mean, of course, from an engineering point of view, it is the most one of the most challenging problems for humanity, and your generation is going to be uh, is going to solve that problem, because the way science is progressing, that we will have solved all the problems of engineering and physics and so on. And I want you to, so the things I want you to, two words I want you to remember: uh, the tokamak, Tokamac, or MAK rather. And basically that is the microwave oven. And the energy, the way sun creates the energy, and the artificial sun will create energy, is called fusion. Now, and just to give you a little hint, that your microwave oven uses the microwave source, it is called magnetron. Now nobody knows that what is inside your microwave oven, but it's called magnetron. And magnetron is like a cousin of, or rather great grandfather of gyrotron. So that's how my research sort of, it's,
Okay.
that's how human efforts are. That there are thousands and millions of people who make these little progress, and that together, then, everybody learns, and then they do the next problem, and they solve the next problem and next challenge. And that's how humans beings progress,
Okay.
and the country becomes stronger, and you become well to do, and you will have a happy and very exciting life when you become scientist like this. So I hope this answer was not too long, but it was interesting.
Okay, sir.
Very good. Now we have two girls today in our class, so I would like these two girls to ask some question. So Akshita, please ask a question. Any question is a good question.
Okay, sir.
And then the other girl will have to her turn. Okay. So what question do you have, Akshita?
Sir, one second. Sir, describe the environmental condition in deserts such as Thar Desert in Rajasthan. Name two planets and two animals found in the habit. How are these organisms a- adapted to survive in such conditions?
Okay, very good question. I think we want some students to see if they can answer first her question. Akshita has very simple question. There are some of you are her seniors in school, and you should be able to answer her question. So anybody want to try? Any student first before we get the experts? Uh, Udayji is here, and of course Dr. Srivastavji is also here. So, but first let us see if students can try to answer it. Anybody want to try? Well, let's see if Aryan, you want to give an answer to her.
But I didn't get the question. Can you repeat it?
Okay, so her question is she's asking about the desert, the condition of the desert, and then like how the desert is formed, and then the animals, how do they survive. So basically, whatever you can tell about desert formation, and how the how the organics survive there.
Okay, so sir, desert is formed when a particular area does not receive enough rainfall, and it is suffocated by like landmarks like mountains which suffocate it from the monsoon season. So it does not have any rain, and the organisms living in desert have to adapt to this condition. And so that is why camels and other uh, organisms like cactus can survive there for so long even without water. Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, Arthras, do you want to add anything, or other students? Who is the other girl? I
Yes,
forget
sir.
her name. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to add anything since you are also her senior? Any
Yes,
idea?
sir.
Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. So how is a desert formed? A desert forms when area get very little rainfall for many years. Like this happens because mainly mountains blocks rain cloud. That's why only a little bit of rain cloud can reach that area, or that place where the desert is located. It is very far from seas and ocean. So like the moist air don't reach there, and the animal survival in deserts are like desert animal have a special adaptation to live in deserts. Like they store water, or they like need very little water. That's why they survive in the desert without water or anything. And if that they only work like mostly they work in night time because it is cooler at that time. Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So, Akshita, did you get your answer of your question? Are you satisfied?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I would like the other student, other girl, to ask a question. Unmute yourself and then ask a question, if you don't mind. I forgot what was her name. The other girl,
Adhya.
Adya. Adya. Could you please ask the question, Adya? If any question is a good question
That
related to
is the
science and
sister of
Yes,
Akshita.
sir.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Unmute yourself and then ask question.
Yeah, says he does not have any questions.
Oh, that's what she said. Okay, good. All right. Then Arthras, it is your turn. Do you have any question? If you guys don't have question, then we will
No,
ask you some question.
Naveen Kumar has raised his hand.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I had a few questions
All right. Then looks like nobody else is asking. So go ahead. You ask your
about
questions.
entropy of the black holes and stuff. So, uh, my question is that if a black hole has entropy, then are we assuming that the particles, the entropy is just related to uh, the amount of arrangements that particles can have inside anything like a rock or something else? So, are we assuming that the particles can travel freely inside the black hole?
Let me just say the the by the time the the so there is an event horizon where everything gets sucked into the black hole, and and it gets sucked further and further. And so uh, I think the behavior becomes so what exists inside is it is what exists inside black hole is extremely hard to I mean black hole can literally pull apart you know um uh, atoms and molecules and so on, even the elementary particles. And at that point, things are so complex that, I think a lot of it is all speculation. And I will tell you that that the physics of that is so complicated, the physics and the mathematics, that I think that is people actually try to explain that complicated mathematics by simple ideas like entropy, and like I was speaking, things getting pulled and becoming like a spaghetti and so on. It's like things become long and longer and longer, kind of. If you are a 5 feet 4 inches tall person like me, once you start getting into the black hole, you will get stretched thinner and thinner, and eventually I'll be thinner than a wire, and then eventually I'll break into pieces. So anyway, so the what happens inside the black hole is people try to explain in these simple kind of pictures that human beings can understand. But honestly, I'll tell you that the physics and the mathematics behind it is so complicated that you have to be at least the MSc in physics and mathematics to be able to really understand it. You can read about it, and be inspired by it, but it's just a qualitative thing that you can understand. To really know what's going on, and like people talk about, the information is not lost, and the amount of entropy, those are really really complicated things. And I will say that just if you're really that much interested in physics, you should study it. And um, and one really important thing I will tell you, uh, the 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 study of physics and mathematics, as opposed to engineering, may seem like not so glamorous or not so popular, but the skills that you will acquire in getting MSc or BSc in physics is going to be so valuable, because the same mathematics is used in lots and lots of areas. And so the real important point I'm trying to tell you is, if you are interested in these subjects, prepare and study it hard. And what you will find is, it will be like an onion. As you open one layer, you will see, oh, there is more to it inside. Then you open more and more, and it goes on forever. And when you really get to the real inner part of it, then you will really understand what black hole and entropy and all this thing is. And but this journey will make you so strong that you will be able to get a job in the best corporations anywhere in the world, not just India.
Oh, so sir, I had few more questions that Does entropy in an isolated system increase? Sir, you're on mute.
I don't want to give you I don't want to give you a wrong answer, because I have it's been at least 40 years, 45 years that I have studied thermodynamics. And basically, I think that's where we were talking about closed systems and things like that. See, if the system has a temperature higher than 0 degrees,
Okay, sir.
what will happen is that
Will never be.
the all the particles in it will be having lot of random motion,
Yep.
right? And so, on how much isolated it is the and and what kind of isolation we are talking about, I am not sure. But if for any reason the temperature starts increasing, then the disorder will keep on increasing, which means entropy will increase. But if you and so that's the one thing that I know is, so for example, if you take a you take a box and you divide it into two parts. You put one kind of let's sodium ions on one side and hydrogen ions on the other side, and both of them are totally closed and insulated and everything, and that them. And but if you once you may create an opening, they will mix it up. So that means, because that's what diffusion will happen, because of the random motion of the because of the heat and the Brownian motion. And so you will have the mixing going on. And so in that sense, the disorder will increase, and therefore entropy will increase.
So it will increase, right?
Yeah.
So, like higher entropies, when we increase the temperature of something, the entropy of that system increases. And if you're saying that, does that mean it magically went to a higher temperature and that?
No, 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 no. I mean, it did not go to high temperature. I mean, you said that was isolated, right?
Yep,
So it's isolated means it's insulated from
yep.
outside environment. So the heat cannot go anywhere. It is inside only.
So it's increasing, right?
Yeah, but what will happen is that um, I mean, I'm so I mean, there is some thing will be going on. And for if you really, I mean, in order to know this thing in depth, right, you will have to really talk to somebody, or read a advanced book on thermodynamics, right? And then you will understand it. Thermodynamics is the subject which deals with the entropy, heat, and the and temperature, and how much energy you can extract, and so on. So and basically, mechanical engineers and people who design rockets and this and that, they have to become expert in thermodynamics. And they don't worry so much about entropy increasing or decreasing, but they actually more they want to make sure that the forces and the combustion processes happen most efficiently, and they generate most amount of energy with a given amount of fuel. So entropy is a very kind of intellectually, philosophically interesting idea, but from a practical point of view, I don't know if somebody has got too much entropy, what they can do with it.
Sir, can I ask Uday Jha, cause he's an professor at these things?
Oh, okay, please.
Hello, the sir.
Okay. Okay. First of all, I'm not a professor of physics. I'm professor of stats. Okay.
Okay,
Business
okay.
stats. Okay. But
Sir,
I
I
studied
want
physics.
to put again question.
Okay, one by one. Let first Aryan ask the question. and then your turn will come. So can you wait, please? Yeah, Aryan, please continue with your question, whatever you want to ask to
So,
Udayji.
my question was that in an isolated system, if the entropy increases,
Yeah, we. I
so
think we discussed about.
yep.
Okay, sorry, sorry.
So
Complete.
if it increases, does that mean it magically gain temperature, and that means free energy?
Okay, we. I think we discussed about entropy multiple times. So in
Yep.
a closed system, uh, that we are talking about universe, there can be nothing like universe. So in case of universe, the entropy increases.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is a given thing. There there could be isolated case when entropy decreases, but that decreases at the cost of
Yes, yes.
increase somewhere else. Like if you convert water to ice, the temperature has
Yep.
gone down. But
Yep.
overall, because in order to convert water to ice, you have
Your fridges.
created heat somewhere else. Are you with me? So
Yep.
overall increase, there will be overall increase in the entropy. So entropy is basically chaos, which is happening. So as of now, whatever whenever we talk about entropy, we always say that entropy increases irreversible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the second part?
So, sir, does that mean free energy? Like, because the entropy increased, and the entropy only increases when the temperature is higher and higher. So, does that mean free energy?
No, how free energy? Like okay. So you say there has to be some work done that is happening every time.
No, sir. But it's the nature of like it's the nature of the universe that it should increase irreversibly.
So
So
is
it means,
so entropy increases with rising temperature.
but it's also occurring naturally, right?
So something is happening now. It's not occurring naturally. Like let's say about solar in case of sun, fusion is happening. So because of the fusion, there's heat being generated, and which is leading to entropy. Once they all the hydrogen atoms are consumed, there's nothing left. Then the whole thing collapses. They collapse it to small little thing. So you get higher elements of higher molecular values. Then they explode. They again become smaller. So there is something that is always happening, which is creating entropy.
But sir,
It's following a cycle.
if I have few particles in an very isolated square in a box, they
Mhm.
always move around. So it means the entropy always it's increasing. So there's nothing happening between the particles. So does, like in that case, would there be free energy?
Have you thought about how this isolated system is can be created? I mean, because I think that is where I am having difficulty. I mean, it's one thing to say that there is something isolated system, but where is how do you create that isolation? What are the conditions required to create it?
Yes, so it should not interact with our like the surrounding of our universe, and it should, like, if we try to force something into the box after we have
So,
already placed
so
it.
tell me, give me an example of where it might be happening.
uh, sir, so it's all in our imagination, and we
Okay.
sir, but
So
we
so
understand more and more of this
yeah.
concept by doing
So
these
so
experiments.
basically, Aryan, what I understand at this point of this discussion is
Sir,
that
I
basically
was finishing
when
the blank
when
question.
you are okay, hold on for a minute, then you will get your turn. So basically what they are saying is that uh, um, that in the system which you have created, isolated system, you cannot be 100% efficient. There are certain ways, even if you try your best, we have not been able to like produce a 100% efficient engine. Same thing in
So
your isolated system. Even you try your hardest and hardest, still there will be some room for error, and then some of the energy will escape. So your
Yes, sir.
energy trapped in the that imaginary cube is not 100%. It is dissipating one way or other. We don't know. We don't have the full mathematics behind it, but it is dissipating. So that is the problem in the theory, that we are assuming that it is perfectly isolated and energy is not
Okay.
dissipating anywhere else, but practically it is happening. So how do you reconcile the two
Okay, sir.
situations?
So, uh,
For example, we don't have perpetual machines. Nobody has ever been able to create a perpetual machine.
sir, like, uh, it's the same scenario as the light in the general relativity. If we move at the speed of light, what happens that our time coordinate begins. If we are accelerating to it, it takes infinite acceleration. But if we are already at a speed of light, there's nothing stopping us, and like we cannot accelerate at that same pace. But if we are already accelerating, our time coordinate would be not moving. So that is an like if we cannot do that, but there is a consequence to that specific thing happening. So
So Aryan, I think let me answer it in a different this way. To be 100% honest and frank,
okay,
I do not have, I'm not going to be able to answer your questions. And this is not a sign of weakness or stupidity. I think it is just that I'm telling you that your questions are excellent. Your thought process is excellent, right? Uh, your your curiosity is perfect, but I think what you have to do is you have to get some guidance from the people like your physics teacher and so on, or if you have a science club in your school or something. So ask somebody who can tell you what to read, and also be very careful that in order to answer some of these questions that you're asking, uh, you really have to have a very high degree of competence, advanced mathematics, calculus, topology, and all sorts of subjects that you will learn only when you get to BSc and MSc level. In the meantime, you can read the storybook version of these things, but the answers will be always somewhat fictional, because when you try to explain somebody a complicated mathematical equation into English language,
okay,
no, it is impossible. So you have to. So basically, you're asking the good questions. Remember that you have taken the first step, and you have to take 10,000
okay, sir.
steps before you will get the real proper answers to your questions. And you have to walk that path yourself. I mean, other people
Okay.
can just tell you some stories and popular science books, but that's not the real truth. And the real physics is requires pretty long, I mean, requires a lot of hard work,
Yep.
and
So,
also preparation. It's not something that you can just listen to speakers on YouTube and get ideas about.
sir, someone else also has a question.
Uh, okay, who is next? I see Saksham is here also today. Saksham, do you have any question? Anything you want to talk about science?
No, sir, currently not, but I will ask very soon.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you have only few minutes left. So better hurry up. Think about the question. Okay. So basically, Aryan is a very good student. He is a regular student of this meeting, UD Sahab, and he's very talented science student. And we are proud of him. He's doing very well in school and everywhere, and 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 basically you can say that he has already started working on his PhD right from this age. He's very
Sir,
persistent
I had
about
one
his
question.
entropy. One second, entropy. And so, Aryan, what with the limited resources we have, whatever our background is, we may not be able to satisfy all your questions, because maybe your question is a little bit in the gray area, where we have not even thought about it. So it is very good sign of being a scientist. You are doing a very good job. Keep it up. If we don't, if we are not able to answer your question, doesn't mean that there is no answer of it, or maybe there is no answer nobody else has found. Maybe one day you will discover the answer of your question yourself. So keep it
Actually, I will say
trying.
this. I will say the following. What? How old are you? I mean, I'm sorry. How old
Aryan,
is Aryan?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
How old are you? He's asking that question.
So I'm 13 years old right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, I think when Einstein was your age, he was
It's,
also thinking in along these lines.
yes, sir.
So absolutely, you are in the right thing. But remember that the see the uh, the the science has advanced so much that it has become that in order to but not all the science can be explained in so-called in the simple English language. And and even and I'll tell you, you children are extremely fortunate to be a teenager in 2026, because you have access to artificial intelligence. You have access to DeepSeek and OpenAI, and who can answer lot of these, these questions uh, much better than any of us can do, just like that. So that's wonderful. And also, once you are then you can try to find out what are the next set of material or the subject matter that you should read. And also, what is the next level of mathematics and physics you should learn, and from which books, what are the resources. You can take courses from MIT's courses on physics, and slowly you'll be able to develop that. So there is no excuse for you to not pursue your dream. But because there are a lot of resources available for free on the internet, and with the help of AI, you can basically get a guidance on any subject. And then you can find out what is the path you should take.
Okay, sir. Sir, there
and and
are
we'll talk about it more. Okay, go ahead with your question. I know you have been waiting. What is your question? We did not understand you. Can you please repeat your question, or maybe some other student can repeat question for us? Aryan, do you understand her what she's saying?
Sir, I think she said heart of chemist or something like that. I did not get that. Uh,
Okay, you have to be clear about your question. So think about how can you ask your question so that we can understand it first.
Also, I think because we are running out of time, I mean, at least I am going to run out of time.
Sir, I
So
have
we'll try.
sir, I have a
Let's.
question.
I want you to ask next time.
All right.
Next
So
meeting.
Yudi Sahab, if you have to leave, you can leave, and we will continue. But Saksham, go ahead, and thank you for coming today.
Okay.
And please be available whenever you can. So it's
Okay.
okay. Appreciate your time,
Thank
and
you.
we'll continue because
I really
we
enjoyed this session, and thank you.
uh,
Bye.
yeah, okay. We'll talk about it later. Please, every Saturday we have this meeting, and these kids are very inquisitive. So please come and quench their thirst.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, Saksham, what was your question?
Sir, I have a question. I have heard that extremely high temperatures result result to the formation of plasma. Like if we heat the gas at extremely high temperatures, it will form to the plasma state. And if we also heat the plasma state, then it will form the quark gluon plasma. But after that, it forms a strange matter, which might be billions or trillions of degrees Celsius in temperature. But we have very much, you can say, very much places in the space we have discovered that where the temperatures are trillions of degrees Celsius, like near a quasar or in a newly born supernova. So why the strange matter is still hypothetical?
What? What was that last part? Why the strange matters? You said.
it's still
Sir, I
hypothetical.
have just filling the blank question.
Okay. What? All right. Okay. You want to ask your question again? Go ahead. We'll come back to Saksham.
The figure start
What?
the
I'm
hump
not able to.
of the hump of the store cam the hump of the store camel.
Anybody can rephrase the question for
The
us?
of a camel, something like that.
Your question is still not clear to us. You have to write it down. Maybe next time you come prepared. This time,
Oh,
so going.
vitamin.
Okay, so we'll try to talk to Saksham. Saksham, I think you are asking about that
Yeah.
from the plasma state, if you keep raising the temperature,
Yes,
it
sir.
will go
I
to.
was asking that in the many places of the universe, we have seen that the temperatures are rising to trillions of degrees Celsius, like near a quasar or near a newly formed supernova. So why does we have not discovered strange matter yet if it forms in a very high temperature?
Okay, so uh, we still do not know is that even true or not. So it's still an hypothesis. So even
Sir, I
though,
have a answer of Adya's question.
Okay, okay, wait, let us finish what we are talking right now, then you can get chance to answer the Adya's question. Okay.
so
Yes, please, Aryan, continue.
okay, so we still don't know that if it's real or not. So if it's real, we do not know its spectral emission. It might be similar to things like hydrogen or other heavy metals. So we need
No,
to
Arjun, I'm not
differentiate.
no, Arjun, I'm not satisfied. Hydrogen has a spectral
It,
graph.
it may have it may have a different spectral which may match higher elements spectrums. So or like we still do not discover them because maybe they are far away from us, and like these things there are many other factors that contribute to these things, like these black like even when we discovered black holes, it was a hypothesis back then, and we had to wait, and we had to uh, like to take a picture of a black hole. We made 7 telescopes around the world take a picture of that black hole, so it may require more effort than that to discover it. So it may require more effort, so maybe we are not putting in enough effort. So okay, is it enough? Hello Saksham.
Yes, Aryan.
Is the question, is it, has it been answered?
No, Aryan, you did not say the main thing. Means I did not knew that topic which you are saying. That what you wanted to say, I did not get.
Like I'm saying that we are, that we may not be putting in enough effort, or they might not be even real. uh, so these two things are the these two are the core of my answer.
I think, Saksham, we will continue on your question. I don't think
Yeah.
the panel is, we have a lot, that much of scientific power right now, unless
As, as
Uday wants to answer some of your concerns. Otherwise, we will defer your question for the next meeting. Uday, do you want to give a little
sir,
answer, a short answer, I guess, for now?
Okay.
sir,
So
I
actually,
he also he raised it, like he put the, so it means he has, okay. uh,
Oh, you are cutting. We are not able to get your voice is cutting, Aryan. Please be close to the phone, I guess.
I'm saying that it's been answered. He has already put the emoji of, uh, he has put an okay emoji.
Oh, okay. All right. So then, or even if it is follow, he has some follow-up questions. That's fine. That's what we want to discuss it. Maybe we'll take it to the next meeting. But let's,
okay. So
yeah, let's do some short answer to these couple of new students. Yeah, Adia, what was your question? And Akshita was ready to answer your question. So I think, Akshita, can you please answer her question, Adia's question? I think you got the question.
Okay, sir. Adya's question is the hum of the camel store, and the answer is fats.
I just
Okay. Adia, are you satisfied with her answer?
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
Good.
I'll just add one thing regarding plasma that everyone is talking about.
Yeah.
The uh, till time we talked about quantum mechanics, all the laws of classical mechanics could not be applied. Similarly, the knowledge that we have about kinetic energy or kinetic theory does not apply to plasma. So we have not reached a stage where we can explain what is happening in the plasma. So what Aryan was saying is right. We are still in this hypothesis state where we know something is happening. We are able to see stars and other things purely because of they are in a very high state of fluid state. They are emitting a lot of energy, so we are able to see them, but what is happening inside them still not understood by us. Maybe like we learned about quantum theory and we learned more about what is happening inside an atom. Similarly, the moment we evolve with passing days, like Aryan, people like Aryan who are always curious, one thing about a science I say is whatever we know today, we keep
I have
challenging
a
it.
question.
Okay, go ahead.
So the question is describe the steps that must be followed while observing the night sky.
what what needs to be followed by night sky?
Sir,
Describe the steps that must be followed while observing the night sky.
Okay. So you want to observe the night sky. The first thing, it has to be dark. That means there should not be any light around it. Don't. It has to be. You can call it total darkness. Then only you can observe the night sky. Because the moment there is any light, it will obscure anything that's coming from space.
Basically, at the time of midnight.
Midnight, away from town, in some remote area, no street lights, everyone's night lights are
Yes,
off.
sir, but if living in the town, it should be in the midnight or after that, at the 1 a.m.
and
or
during,
2 a.m., etc.
and during the
Good.
new moon phase, when this moon is also not there.
Good. Very nice. And also, I think you kids, do you know where is the pole star in the night? Since we're talking about night sky, can everybody identify pole star in the night? That is the homework for everybody. Uh, you have to discover where is the pole star. We call it Dhruv Tara in Hindi.
Sir, I have a second question.
Okay, now we are running out of time. So, well, we'll entertain your this question and then we'll close the meeting today because we need to stick to
Okay,
time.
sir.
We are already about 10 minutes more. Okay, go ahead. Your last question and then we will call it off.
Sir, the question is, what is lifespan? What could the consequency if living organisms do not die?
Your
Did
question was broken.
yeah, we could not hear you. Did Saksham or Aryan understand her question?
No,
Maybe
sir.
you guys can try to
Can you
answer her
please repeat
question.
your question? Hello, Akshita. Can you please repeat your question?
What is lifespan? What could the consequence if living organisms do not die?
I think so. She is asking the consequences if living beings do not die.
Yes.
So
So
if
go ahead. Go
Means you
ahead.
were asking that what will happen if living beings do not die? Means if they are emotion, right? Okay. Means are you talking about the characteristics of the emotion beings like the eutoxis, brownie, jellyfish, and the many more things? Am I right, Akshita?
yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So okay, Akshita, I'll just say one thing. How do you people survive? What you have to do just to survive?
I don't know.
You have to eat, no? You have to eat, you have to drink. So if living organism do not die, then they will not have food to eat. And if they do not have food to eat, they will die. So the cycle has to be balanced. If the cycle is not balanced, most of the desert thing happen. If you kill this carnivorous animal, people will graze and it will become a desert. So now people have actually putting wolf in the jungle, another place, to revive the cycle. So the most of the desert has happened because of overgrazing. So you have to have a cycle. Everyone has to eat, maintain the population. If the population, that thing is disturbed, then everyone is going to die. More
Yep.
people will die if there is going to be starvation. Everyone will die because there will not be food, water for anyone to survive.
Yep.
If
So
they need to be emotional, means they need to be bypass their food, water, drinks, and physical activities. And if they bypass it, they will get many diseases like madness and typhoid, etc., which they will not able to tackle. That is why it is impossible.
okay, sir, I had one last question about the universe.
Go ahead.
So is dark energy a way of like God's way of conserving the rule of the laws of the universe, like the entropy should always increase, so he added the dark energy, so it expands the universe and the entropy increases.
Who is God? Is he a scientist?
Okay, so let's just don't talk about God, it will take time. So is this the role of primary role of dark energy to increase entropy?
Okay, the moment you use the word dark means human beings don't know about it. The word dark, black, these are mostly associated with unknown
Okay,
things. Okay, so when they say dark matter and dark energy means humans have no knowledge what is happening there.
but we have to give we have to give someone the responsibility of expanding the universe, so we give it to the dark energy. So the primary role of the dark energy is to expand the universe and increase its entropy. Uh, so isn't that true?
Okay, so I'll tell you one thing. I was trying to tell you how things have evolved from a fixed universe which does not move to
Yeah,
expanding universe. And if it expanding, then everything should be moving away. Then they observed with telescope, with better science, better optics, better other things. They observed that in case of our Milky Way, the stars should be thrown out because of centrifugal force. They are moving, they are separating, but that's not happening. Because it's not happening, I told you most of things are secondary observations and mathematical equations. Because the stars are not being thrown out, we said that there must be something which is holding them, pulling them close to each other. That's how we came with the concept of dark matter. But when we
but
said there's something which is holding everything, then they just should collapse. Now there's still a debate. Will our universe die because of collapsing, or will our universe die because of expanding? So that
okay,
debate is still going on. Whether it's
okay,
still expanding or is so huge, is we don't even know. If the they're talking about the diameter of our universe to be 93 billion light years. The
yep,
life of the is only 13.4 billion light years. So how did they expand to that extent? Now, if you change that particular thing by little, that figure from 93 may become, from billion it will go into trillion light years.
yep.
Now it's very difficult to explain. That's what I'm saying. A lot of debate is still happening. Is it really expanding, or is already so big? So there's very little knowledge about what is in dark matter, what is in the dark energy. We're just trying to understand something is happening which challenges our logical thinking. And whenever you come across the word dark or black, generally it associated with mystery.
Sir, like, but the galaxies thing, I had one thing in mind, that it could be an limitation of Newtonian physics. It cannot handle too many variables. Like there are billions and billions of stars, and and every one of them is attracting each other. And I think so. If there are billions of them, so they might be able to attack the centrifugal force, right? Can that
No,
be?
the whole Milky Way is actually spinning.
Yep.
So the speed at which is spinning. In case of, have you seen a propeller aircraft?
Yes, sir.
At the tip of the propeller, the speed is more than the speed of the sound. Okay. So anything which is spinning, the speed at the outer edge becomes very large. Just think about your wheel, your
Yes.
car wheel. At the top of the wheel, this is moving twice the speed of the your vehicle. At the at the horizontal axis is moving at the speed of your vehicle. When it's touching the ground, the speed is zero. Okay. So every time your wheel in the car is moving from zero speed to twice the speed of the car to twice the speed, and it's happening every time. So
Okay.
anything which is rotating, the outer edge moves at exponential speed, and because the speed is so exponential, it should override all other forces.
Okay. So
So The
Sir,
gravitational pull of another star is not good enough.
like my original question was, uh, is dark matter it's is dark matter's primary job to increase the entropy of the universe, and can that be answered as a yes or no question? Do we have the
No.
knowledge right now?
First, okay, dark matter is invisible. We have no idea that it exists. We have no idea that dark energy exists. It is based on secondary observations. Like I gave you example that if universe is expanding and if the normal law of Newtonian physics holds, then the stars on the periphery of any moving spinning galaxy, they are spinning at a phenomenal speed. Those stars should actually leave that galaxy and go away.
Okay.
Something is holding them, is not able to go, and that is not a gravitational pull. So because something is holding, we are saying there must be something which we call it dark matter. So, and if something is holding them, then they should collapse, the universe should collapse,
Yeah,
but universe is not collapsing.
but
Now
sir,
we don't even know.
it
Yeah.
it contradicts itself. Like we have the material ingredient list of our universe. It's 5% normal matter, 27 that, and 68% dark energy. So the dark energy is more than the normal matter and the dark matter combined. And if it's pushing our universe, like it's responsible for the expansion of a universe, uh, wouldn't that also help in just throwing out the stars in the galaxy? It's it's repelling, right? So wouldn't that repel the stars away in the galaxy?
That's what you are answering my question only, na? If if the dark energy is responsible for everything, you're right. Then the stars should not be held in any galaxy. They should be all leaving the galaxy and moving away from the galaxy. That's not happening. So, and the second part is the universe is expanding. Also becomes is based on this thing that the diameter of our universe is 93 billion light years, and the age is 13.8 billion light years. So we are saying that is so large that is expanding. But the contrary point is, if you just change the field of view slightly, it will not be 93 billion. It could be 930 billion. It could be more. So there are certain things we the whole theory about cosmology is based on secondary observations, is based on new input that we keep getting it, and is based on mathematical equations. It is it has very little do with actual evidence that we do it in the lab. Okay. So any
Oh,
new information we come and the whole theory behind that gets reversed.
okay, sir.
So should we now end the meeting? Everybody okay with that?
Sir,
Audience,
I have
Satya?
one last question.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Sir, my question was, we know that if the temperature and pressure are suitable, then ice forms at 0 degrees Celsius. If the temperature and pressure are equal, and but what and we also know that if the temperature and pressure decreases, then the ice changes its state. But in some cases, when the temperature is increased, like if the temperature has gone to 100 degrees Celsius and the pressure is, you can say, more than a 10,000, or you can say more than a 50,000 times that of the Earth's atmosphere, the ice will not melt. So why is it so? Means, how does the pressure is supporting the ice to, to stay in its original state?
So can you give an example where you are talking about?
Means, I have heard that when the pressure is extremely high, then means when the temperature has gone to 0 degrees Celsius and the pressure is of 1 atmosphere, then the ice forms. But in some cases, I have heard that in the cases if we go to ice 5 or ice 7, if we even increase the temperature, then the ice will not melt. It will will not go even running. It will stay in the ice form because of the pressure. So how does the pressure is helping the ice to stay in its original state?
We'll have to
Yeah,
think on those lines
yeah,
actually. Offhand,
uh,
I cannot tell
yeah.
you.
This this looks like again another thermodynamics high
Uh,
level question. Normally, it looks like I mean we are familiar with the gas laws, right? What we call
uh,
is
And I think
but it is beyond that kind of thing. So let's save this question. It's more very theoretical
oh,
physics for the next time, Saksham. And so please, I think let's conclude today. Very good session today, and also good participation. And Saksham, we need you to come regularly. Sometimes you miss the class, so please try to be regular, and also encourage your friends to come to this meeting, because we need more students to participate. So, with that, Pankaj, back to you. Let's close the session today. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
good night.
bye. Bye.